Hey, it's Kim. Thanks for stopping by my channel to talk about planners yet again. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about my first quarter planner update. So we're currently at the end of the first quarter of 2022, and I'm going to discuss some of the shifts, some of the changes that either I have made, plan to make, just to kind of go over how everything's going in my general planner stack. I'm not going to be covering journals today. I could do that in a separate video, we'll see. But today I'm just going to be going over all of my planners, the ones that I use on a regular basis. So this is my stack, and we're going to take it from the top. Well, actually not the top. We're going to take it from the ones that I use the most to the ones that I use the least. Let's go. And this is for the image I'm going to use to put the specs up on the screen. Alright, so here is my daily planner, or at least what I call my daily planner. If you've been around my channel for any amount of time, you have seen this ad nauseum. And that's primarily because I love it. So this is a VDS standard size Nomad, and it's Janet leather on the outside, velvet sand, Janet leather velvet sand on the inside. I have a number of videos in my planner playlist, so I do encourage you to check that out if you want more specifics about my system and how I'm using it. Alright, so let's open her up. So the layout is generally the same. Everything in the front is pretty much functional. I'm not using it, well, yeah, it's functional. Decorative also, but mostly functional. Like all of these things in my pockets. I have some task cards from Catspresso Co. I use this card from Gracie Edits to cut washi tape. This is decorative, yet it holds my additional pin that I like to keep in here. And then a Protect Your Energy card. That one is from the planner spot, along with an ollie clip. And then this vinyl is from Planner Aesthetic. I want to stick it somewhere, but I kind of have commitment issues as it relates to vinyls. I feel like, you know, I don't know. What if I'm going to want this in 2023? That means I need to buy another one. So I am going to stick this into this book. It's just been here for the time being. And I may put it right there. I don't know. We'll see. And this is still the vellum that I have from Sterling Ink. I believe either from the November 2021 or December 2021 collection. Along with a March calendar card from Sterling Ink that I need to swap out for April. So, the main aspect of this daily planner for me is the fact that I'm using a standard size Hobonichi cousin. I have a previous video where I showed that I cut the A5 size Hobonichi cousin down to use for my planner. So it has everything in it that I needed. It has my weeklies, my monthlies, my dailies. It has, well, notes pages that I use incorporated within the daily pages. So it has everything that I need all in one book. And I made this switch towards the end of January. I decided to switch from using standard size traveler's notebooks to using this one book for my planning system. And that's because I do like to archive at the end of the year. So that's the main difference that I have come across, or that I've encountered in the first quarter of 2022. I'm trying to get my words together. Alright, again, I have another vinyl from Planner Aesthetic, and I'm not sure where I want to put this one. If I want to put it here, we'll see. But I also do have my journal. So this is a standard size notebook from Paper Penguin Co. And it has the Tomoe River paper with dot grid inside. And this is what I use as my daily journal. Now, one thing that did kind of change, or I tried it out. I had toyed with the idea of putting my journal in a separate cover. I was actually going to go back to using my Traveler's Notebook. I have a blue leather cover from the Traveler's Company that I was going to put my journal into. I didn't even last 24 hours because after I put it in there, though this fit a lot better, and I was able to actually put in a reference notebook that I have right here. So I use this as a reference notebook, and I'm going to show you in a minute. But I was able to fit this planner notebook as well as my reference notebook in here with my 2 pens, no problem. I actually cannot fit my journal, my planner, 2 pens, and the reference notebook. This little thin notebook is too much space, and I'm not able to close it if I have all of that in there. So I decided to try out putting my journal into a separate cover, and I hated it. So here we are. Back to this. So I have the Hobonichi slid into the front full height slip pocket here, and then I do have the journal on the last elastic. And I had cut down this notebook. As you can see, I cut down the front so that if I slid it into here, and this is really used as like scratch paper, kind of like brainstorming. So I cut that there so that it wouldn't overlap onto my pen loop. So if I left that little bit of, I don't know, maybe like a ½ centimeter, it would have overlapped onto the pen loop, and I just didn't like that. So that's why I took it out. But to show you, so if I have this, and this in here, I cannot close this. So I don't like that. And it's primarily because this bumps up against the pen loop. So the pen loop is really the problem. So I can't fasten it. And this has not been lengthened, like the clasp was not lengthened or anything. I didn't do any of those customizations to the clasp aside from make it a chunky clasp, the A4 size clasp. So I have now just come to the conclusion, I kind of just leave this out. It's not something I need every day. It's not something I need often. Just whenever I need to write down some scratch notes, which is what I actually use this paper for as well. But these might be notes that I want to keep for slightly longer term, and I may want to refer back to them. These are just notes that I would toss. So I put those notes into this book, what I call like a brainstorming notebook. I have notes about investments. I have notes about like a cleaning schedule, a training schedule, plant chores that I want to do. So they're really just basic notes of things or lists of things that I do want to refer back to. So since I decided to put my journal back into here, I no longer keep this thin notebook in here, and I'm okay with that. But I feel like I need to have my journal in here with my daily planner since I'm in here every single day. So that was pretty much the only change that I made first quarter, was switching to the Hobonichi Cousin, the standard size Hobonichi Cousin. And I don't foresee any of this changing in the future. I'm very happy with the way this is laid out and the way that this is set up. So things are going to stay the same here. The next planner I have is my companion planner, and this is a personal wide size. So this is the one in which I house my finances, goals, family or household type of things. I do have a video dedicated to this as well, and everything is being used as I originally planned, except I'm not really using my inbox. So I set up an inbox to jot down things that I wanted to get back to at a later date, and I have not been using it. Now, I have not decided whether I want to get rid of this inbox that I have going on in here or what. So I'm still on the fence about that. I don't know if I want to give it a shot to use it again. And also, I just really haven't thought through why I haven't been using it. It's not like I don't have other projects or tasks or things that I want to stay on top of. It's just I haven't been reaching for this planner in order to do that. So I think I'm going to reassess and work through whether I want to keep the inbox inside of my companion planner. But otherwise, all of the other sections, and I have calendar, lists, I have finances, projects, home, goals, miscellaneous, and notes. All of these other sections are used very regularly, if not on a daily basis, definitely at least on a weekly basis. So I'm probably in here a few times a week. So everything as it was set up and as I had it laid out is still exactly the same. I'm very happy with the setup, and I'm very happy with how it's serving me in my life and organization and productivity. Now I do have the Vanderspec beige croco that I'll be switching into. I think I'm going to use that for spring, summer. But admittedly, I really do love this cover and I actually don't want to leave it. So we'll see how that works. I'm going to switch over to that cover. Of course, I'll have a video all about that. And then we'll just see if I fall as equally in love with that cover as I am with this cover. We shall see. So that's pretty much it for my companion planner. And then the next one that I'm using is a Hobonichi Weeks. So this Hobonichi Weeks is the mega size, and I have a whole lot of pages back here that I do take notes. And the primary purpose for this Hobonichi Weeks was to be used for my businesses. And it seems, for the most part, I really have only been putting YouTube stuff in here. I don't know why that is. So I've been planning out like when I think I want to do certain videos. I have a few notes on specific videos or upcoming video ideas. I think I will definitely start using this for other business purposes. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. I've been using it just to take notes about those things, but not really the scheduling part of this. But I will say that things are changing for my businesses in the upcoming quarters and months, so I will be using this soon. Now, in conjunction with this, one thing that is kind of changing in respect to how I'm using this, or whether or not it's serving me, whether or not I'm liking it, is actually the fact that I had started using my iPad to take notes. Now, I started using my iPad to take notes for videos. So if there was maybe a script I wanted to write down or some notes I wanted to write down about a video, something I didn't want to forget, I was putting it into here. And I shouldn't say was, I am putting it into here and using either Notability or GoodNotes and writing my notes down on the iPad, and I actually really like it. So I entertained the idea of possibly using this for digital planning so that I could plan out YouTube things here. Now, I am a little on the fence about it. So I've been trying it a little bit and it's working out just fine. It's working out well. I downloaded a free template, a free digital calendar or digital planner from the-planner.com. It's really great. It has a monthly overview. What does it have? Like it has a yearly overview. It has quarterly sections. That's really cool. It also has a section for lists and a section for notes. The only thing that I did, so I have this, like I said, as it's laid out, but I needed or wanted to have a weekly. So I wanted to have some kind of a weekly overview that was a little more customized to what I like. So along with the month overview, the month calendar, and the Dash Planner freebie, you also get like an overview for the month. So you have a list for important dates and you have some sections for notes that you can have, and then also a task list. So like I said, I found that I wanted a weekly, so I created a weekly layout and I stuck it in here. I uploaded it. Now I should tell you that I do have some history on digital planning. So I know how to create digital planners and I know how to do all of this stuff. So then I was like, why don't I just make my own? But then I was like, do I have time? Do I feel like it? So I am kind of entertaining the idea of looking up some sellers of digital planners on Etsy. I feel like I've heard of Lux Book or Lux Planner. I'll put the name on the screen if I can think about it, but they have some really pretty, really nice digital planner templates and layouts. So I think I'm going to sift through some of those and see if anyone has a layout that I would like or that I would like to use, and maybe try that out. But then on the other hand, I just don't know if I would stick to this, so I don't know if I want to invest money in buying a template. To do that, it's either I would invest the money and buy the template or invest my time to create a template for myself. Not sure what I want to do as of yet, but I could definitely see this working for me, especially if I included the calendar aspect with the monthly and then the weeklies along with the note aspect that I have in there. If I could combine both of those, that would be absolute perfection. So in that case, I guess I'd be leaning towards creating one myself. So we'll see. That may change. I may move all of my YouTube ideas and things to a digital planner and then still keep business items in this Hobonichi Weeks. Alright, so the next planner that I have on my list is my Asics. So this Asics is used primarily for work. That's all I'm using it for. It's exactly the same as the video that I set up where I went over the setup of this. I'm using it Monday through Friday, every single day that I'm working, and that's it. There's nothing that's going to change with this. I really do like the layout. I really do like how it's working for me. I have 30mm rings in here, and I have inserts for a full calendar year. So 52 weeks of the year, I have inserts in here for. I have some notes, and I have a reference section. It is absolutely perfect. I find this to be the perfect size for a work week. I'm not sure how I would feel about using an A6 size planner if I needed it for a full week or anything like that. I think I might feel like it's a little bit too small. But I'm not interested in switching to rings for my daily planning anytime soon, so that's not a concern. But I do find this to be perfect for my work planner, and that's how I'm using it at the moment. And this will stay. This is not going to change. I love it. So I was very quick about this one. The next one, which you don't see very often, is my pocket planner. So this one, if you'll recall from my original video, this was kind of like a test. I just really wanted this leather. I have a thing for dark brown leather. I really wanted it. I wanted to try it out. So I ordered this one when I placed my order for Giglio. And I must say that I really do like it. I love how the setup is. And I love that it has all these compartments and everything. And I had thought to use this as an everyday carry. I'm not typically the type of person who uses my planners outside of the house or who takes my planners outside of the house. I've never been that type. But I thought that for dates and for quick appointment notes and things of that nature, having an everyday carry that's a pocket plus size, these are pocket plus size inserts, would be helpful for me. So that is why I set this one up. And that's how I've been using it. So that's how I've been using it, and I have been enjoying it so much so that I do plan to stick with this, just in a slightly different format. So this pocket Miyakara is very nice. I really do like it. However, it's a lot of leather, and I don't typically carry large handbags. So if you really think about it, the only thing I need is this. I only need this part, so I can carry this in a handbag no problem. But then when you add on the added bulk of this extra leather and this extra cover, it feels a little bit too big for me. So I'm definitely going to switch this to something smaller and something a little more streamlined. I'll definitely do a video when that time comes. But in the meantime, I was actually entertaining whether or not I wanted to sell this or trade it. So I really don't want to sell it. I don't want to be without it. I don't know how, well, I do have an idea for a use for this. When I switch my everyday carry to something else, I do have an idea for how I'm going to still use the pocket Miyakara. But I was entertaining the idea of switching to a different color. So maybe even trading in one of the Facebook groups or someplace online, trading Miyakara for Miyakara. Just switching out to a different color or different color leather. And that's still kind of on the table, but I do still love this chocolate brown. So we'll see. That is to be determined. But that's how I'm using the pocket planner. So that covers all of the planners that I have in my current system, the ones that I'm using on a daily basis, the ones that I'm using on a weekly basis, or on a monthly basis. They're all pretty much weekly for the most part. This one's kind of a little more monthly-ish, but not really. I do update it monthly with calendar dates and everything, and I use it, or I refer to it when I'm setting up a new month in my daily planner so that I can see like what dates I need to add certain items, certain appointments, and things like that. So that's my full planner update for the first quarter of 2022. I'm really enjoying everything in my system. Like I said, the only changes that I might be making would be to incorporate a little bit more digital planning. We'll see how that goes. I'll update you guys in the future if that happens, if that works out. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. That's everything that's going on for my first quarter update for 2022. I am enjoying myself and I'm having a lot of fun over here. So tell me, what's going on with you guys? How's it going for your first quarter of 2022? Do you think you're going to be changing some things, completely overhauling everything? Are you sticking to the same setup or the same plan you made starting out in January? Leave some comments down below so we can discuss it a little bit more. I'll have anything I mentioned linked in the description box. Feel free to reach out with any additional questions you might have. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and I'm actually going to link the planner playlist right over here so you can check out that playlist should you have any more questions about what's going on in my entire system. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and I'll see you in the next one.